Hello everyone and welcome back to the Ironside cast with me, Matt. We're back before you for you all here on Lublin, an urban combat map here on the eastern front, taken from the campaign, I think. Go for the players. We've sent the Germans today down here in the corner. We have Orkon on his own. I guess each side has one player down the corner on their own. Orkon has die Wehrmacht. We have Poot as Sturmtaktik for die Waffen-SS. We have Nazgul as Ostdivision for die Wehrmacht. And finally, Kakabur's Waffen-SS. Represent the service today. We have Mithirian Ardane without a commander. We have Karkut without a commander. We have Duel the Mule without a commander. And finally, Adrian, also without a commander. So it seems a unique thing is that on the outskirts of the city, you have one commander from each side that have to fight outside the city. While the rest of the players have to fight inside this urban mess. Also, none of the maps, despite being a 4v4 map, so this should be interesting. Also victory point games. We'll see how this turns out. Looks like the Wehrmacht is soon going to be encountering the Soviets out here in the outskirts. As the Soviets are already rushing for one of the central victory points. Very intriguing looking map. But yeah, this is from the campaign, I'm pretty sure, like the single player campaign in vanilla. I like the idea that both sides have one player that's just outside the city. While the rest of the players like have to fight neck and neck inside the urban sprawl. This could be very interesting. Stumpany is going to counter conscripts here. But he gets some shots in down this little angle. Molotov is being tossed out. Force the Stumpanias back. Stumpanias encountering some sappers up here. And people are just going to run into each other very suddenly, these tight streets. Conscript squad does go down there. Stumpanias are pretty efficient. Down here, down in the center, we have the Germans now encountering the Soviets inside the ruins or something. Probably some kind of ancient structure. Probably from the Middle Ages, I'd imagine. There's some ruined stones left. Sturmkanons are gonna go down though. We do have some folks in here flanking with a front flush there. And some Sturmkanons are taking hold inside the building. But I feel like the Germans might win out in this engagement. While more Soviets are arriving into the town facing Wallonians. Out here in the open ground, the Soviets are just having a long firefight with the Wehrmacht. Looks like the Soviets have gone for shock down here. There's also this large building here that the Soviets are securing. That's a nice little point here. Those are some Osttruppen on the fields. The Eastern Europeans conscripted to fight for the Germans during World War II. A very cheap unit you can get if you're playing as Ostdivision. Has the unique feature of having a submachine gunner from their squad leader. They're also very poor quality infantry, but they're decent in you have them in good static positions. You can also get an extra man if you can get the veterans too. Also, it's moving up. Looks like one of them is going to be motorized. So it's lots more troops. So for the Germans are getting the upper hand when it comes to victory points. So the Soviets going to have to work a little bit harder. The firefight continues out here in the open ground. There's some sandbags have been laid for the Germans to give them an edge, but the Soviets have done much the same. That's a lot of most of the guns. Looks like the Germans has gone for Leichter. Probably a good choice. Sappers are heading down here. Some grenadiers from the Ostdivision trying to flank. Using rifle rate there. Doing some good damage, but not really getting many kills. They're getting flanking shots in and using those pushes as light cover. We're certainly giving them a little bit of time, but Sappers now flanking them. With this going on, the fighting is still going on deep in the streets here. So it's a dodging the grenades being tossed at them over the ruined rubble. Looks like one German player has gone for propaganda here. Bringing a Volkssturm machine gun and MG08. Actually, several Volkssturm machine guns are arriving here. The Germans are relying a lot on the Volkssturm in this urban environment. Not a bad choice, all things considering. Militia generally tends to do very, very well in areas with a lot of cover like urban combat. As they're facing very specific troops with lots of submachine guns. Ooh, they're gonna just fortify this block here. Prevent the Soviets from getting through. Very smart from the Osttruppen. But the Soviets are still based down here. Medic station has been set up by the Soviet Union to keep the fight going. As the Germans have done much the same, digging in here with an MG42. Neither side is going to be able to take this field for a while. So to control the southern victory points, but the Germans are quickly fortifying everything here. They're not going to allow the Soviets in. Osttruppen now encountering with the Fortification. This is not a fight the Osttruppen are good at. Ooh, especially down in that little corner there. And these Russians don't know what to do. So for the get closer to try and rush them. This way, if there was melee, they would be melee fighting, I'm imagining. But also got ammo down to the last man. But I did set up the tank traps, the Dragon's Teeth. The Foxter might be pushed back here. More Storm Pioneers are trying to get up. Need to try and get to that victory point. There's some Valorians moving in here. Put with MP38s. Turns to go for this other victory point again. Using all the ruins to the advantage. And the south, there's not really much change going on. Just a static long-range firefight. Oh, but the Soviets are quickly laying out roadblocks here. They want to prevent the Germans from getting vehicle into this part of the city through this way. And also to protect the victory point, I'm imagining. Nothing is going to stop them. So the Soviets are securing ground. Polonians are also taking ground up here. The Germans have yet to be able to get back on this victory point. So currently the Germans are going to start losing victory points at this rate. Boxers are moving about. Montevideo also just moving through the streets. And forward headquarters being set up here by the Mthis. Boxers are being targeted here. Boxer can capture territory by the looks of it. I guess that was changed. But it's not Boxer that can booby trap? No, I guess it's not. They're considered irregular though, so they are not very good infantry. Because they're not actually trained troops, they're just militia. Polonians coming up here. MP38 just taking down the Soviets. Because we're in some city in Eastern Germany because the Foxton are present. Although I know Lublin is a Polish city. But because we see a Foxton, it's probably somewhere in Eastern Germany. Probably in Prussia or something. Always hard to judge. At least I'm pretty sure Lublin is in Poland. MGO8 is keeping an eye on the street here. They can still man another MGO8 that's been cleared out. More Foxton and Storm Pioneers moving up. Actually, it looks like the Storm Pioneer squad has been reinforced by Foxton. Leaving only 2 actual Storm Pioneers in the squad. Leading these... No, actually 3. Never mind. Leading the rest of them as like the leaders of a small militia. Germans have managed to secure victory points in the city again. You can probably lay some shoe meaning across these little pathways if they want it. That they're going. Oh, they have laid a shoe meaning. Very good. We have some assault guards waiting up here. Germans laying some more barbed wire. You can see how close people are to each other. Yet they have no idea where each other are. Really makes it a lot more terrifying. But these guys have been equipped fully with PPSHs. That is a lot of submachine guns. We also have some shock engineers coming in here. Ooh, this Grenadier squad might be in big trouble soon. Go to spot them. And PPSs from the flank. But there is the Shuminen, which doesn't kill any of them, but does pin them down, and then the rest of the Soviets start coming through. Oh, I just noticed this is the only fuel point on the map. That's the only fuel point on the map is this one down here. Yeah, so you basically have no fuel on this map unless you can somehow secure this point down here. I'll build some fuel caches. But lots of the Soviets are coming up here. There's not a lot of German stuff to cover this. Shock troopers and everything moving through to secure these ruins. Looks like it might have been a church or shrine of some kind. Just looking at the ruin layout. Oh, good instinct right there from the Valonians. But the Soviets are still going to be able to take it, I think. Small bunker has been established to keep an eye on it. Another fort headquarters set up here by the Foxstorm. The Napalm is still trying to do their best out here in the outskirts of the town, having a long firefight with the Soviets. And more is also right from the other Wehrmacht player to support. I guess the Germans realize they need to get that point to get fuel out. The Soviets do fairly fine without as many fuel supplies. Both can just do for a grenade here. Shock troopers have been severely wounded. The grenades will start to take a toll on them. Overlords moving up with the MP38s. Trying to take up positions in the streets. Probably use the buildings, yep. And some pioneers of the Wehrmacht is coming up here. But they're not going to have an easy approach there. They also have some very high quality Soviet infantry. They're still well equipped. We also have more sappers nearby here. They're not really doing anything yet. They're just waiting in reserve. And down here, the mortars having a firefight. We do have a 2-1 arriving. I don't see any Soviet anti-tank equipment down here. Probably waiting for it to become a 2-2 before they advance. There's a lot of open ground down here. Yeah, this is very different compared to the city we see up north. So it's having something about. Assault guards aren't going to last long down here, especially as the Panzergrenadiers move up. The Sturm Panzergrenadiers are pretty damn good at what they do. We have a T-60 arriving here. Cannot get through this angle because of the Dragon's Teeth. The other way is open. But all those ruins are gonna cover for a lot of its shots. Packers also being rolled up here. Oh, T-60 getting shots in. Now the pack is setting up. The T-60 has to back off. They take a hit though. Germans managed to secure the southern point. Now that's gonna be a huge deal. Because that means the Germans are now getting a little bit more fuel than the Soviets are. And the 2-2 is doing his best here. No Soviet AT gun yet, but we do have a squad of tank hunters. We also have a scout car coming up here, a command car. Trying to call in some kind of artillery barrage. It's got a B precision barrage coming in quick. But the tank hunter is sitting up. A good shot in, but the barrage does go up. Command car tries to back off. And it's a season backing off, but the artillery goes in. Just light mortars though. But the point is now in German hands. And for how long, I wonder. T-60 needs some repairs. There are more assault guards moving through the narrow streets. Or the ruined rubble. We have a Valentine tank arriving on the northern flank as well. Needs to be careful in his positioning. Tanks are not that reliable in urban combat. Especially with all these angles you can be flanked from. Like, look how close they are to each other. I guess there was something there, so they threw a Molotov. Hitting the 25th Panzergrenadiers. But the balloon is now coming around the corner with the MP-38s. But there's some guards with VSH on the other side of this barbed wire. It's being tossed though. Oh! Oh, that instant impact grenade there. That is brutal. Germans are trying to dig in some trenches here, but the T-60 prevents that from happening. Stormtroopers are now present with fully equipped with Sturmgewehrs. That's going to be a hard one for the Soviets to deal with. Especially these tight corners. Now the Stormtroopers getting up behind. And that is a distraction, which allows the 25th to get over here. The 25th cannot see the T-60 yet. Like, they are so... There we go, now they got an angle. They just use a Panzerfaust. See, that's very well played on using the terrain. There's a Dushka covering this angle now. So the Germans are somewhat digging it in very liably. We also have some Folkestone tank hunters sneaking up through the streets, doing a Panzerfaust assault, which will reveal them. So it's amassing up down here still, but the Wehrmacht is done much the same. Although the Wehrmacht is starting to lack the number of troops. I see they've just spread them out more, never mind. Which is a good thing to see. We also have some Sturm Brigade Sturmgrenadiers calling here, unique to Ostdivision. Pretty good assault infantry, probably very good for urban combat to be honest. Lots of shock troops are preparing. They need to get inside that trench. That pack is going to get cleared out soon. T-60 moving around the corner there. There is a pack though turning around to face where the T-60 might come from. Let's have us moving in first. Ooh, big shot there, the T-60. T-60 needs to work quick to see if he can kill the crew. Might succeed here. Yeah, it takes out the crew. And the shock troopers is just advancing. That's a lot of shock troopers. Instant grenade going out. And the shock troopers need to make an opening to get in. Package speed recruit. T60 got cleared out. But the shock troopers are just moving forwards now. There's very little to stop them. You also have some Belarusian partisans waiting around. They've been spotted though, probably by the Hawkstone nearby. They know each other's there somewhere. Both sides trying to be sneaky in that part of the map. The shock troopers are moving forwards now. There's too many is gonna go down here. That's too many SVTs. And that the Soviets can get another opening in here, but there's an MG08 keeping an eye on the point. Really opening fire, the shock troopers has to come around the corner. And that's gonna make them an easy target here for the stormtroopers. Oh, and that's a bad retreat path because of all the blocking. Oh. That's why you should clear out these fortifications when you see them rather than just going around them. Throwing a few sizable charges and using your engineers to clear them out is probably the wisest idea. And now in here the static fight continues. Neither side is really getting any headway yet. But Germans are certainly taking control here in the town, well, the city. So we need to figure out what to do from here. So someone thinks a half tracks are a good idea for it. More shock troopers are being requisitioned too. More conscripts also on the field. That's good for the opening down here. But the flamethrower half track has been prepared by the Wehrmacht. Probably a good choice considering it's an urban environment. Big German assault here outside the outskirts of the town. Using smoke to advance, and then Gewaltladungs and grenade assaults. Very good play here from Orkon. But there's just too many Soviets once the smoke clears. It is some good damage. But the Germans lost a lot of infantry in that assault. Neither side is probably really sure how to advance at the moment. It's very difficult to advance in this kind of environment. The motorized commanders is still getting PBS-80s for their Fontoviki. And we have a crowd mower here doing that well in maneuvering in these tight quarters. And artillery on the Soviet positions down here. They're pulling back for some repair, not for repairs, for some healing. We have the medic station after all. Germans control the fuel point. That's the most important point to them, which allows them to just get more fuel than the Soviets do. Now I'm prepared to control this part of the city again. We might need to cover all these angles and just funnel the Soviets into killing fields. Now there's a crowd more here, quickly just ripping into the Ballonians. Stormtroopers trying to move about. Soon give us some very lethal. That's a Gewaltladung. Stormtroopers do go down. Gewaltladung fails to do its job. Flamethrower after moves out, but the Dushka is ripping into it. That's not a Dushka, that's just a Maxim. So it looks like they will succeed. That half-track did some damage. Smoke landing on the northern flank here, which allows the Mthis to advance. Tank hunters and Hauptsturmführer advancing. The Ballon does not hit much. There's a bunker though, which did clear up the gunner. Flamethrower half-track coming up as well.
Fresh guards troops are standing by.
We move through the smoke. And that the Soviets are not prepared for it. Need to consider getting out of here. Especially with Stormtroopers right behind. Equipped with MP40s and Sturmgewehrs. I don't think the Soviets are prepared for this. They're quickly trying to relocate the crowd more. The flamethrower half-pack is actually really good at dealing with these kind of situations in urban combat. That's a lot of area cleared here for the Germans. Almost over at the Soviet base now. But the victory points are still bleeding relatively slowly. Conscripts are encountering more SS infantry. More SS infantry on the flank. Oh, another good impact grenade. Those impact grenades have really paid off here. Here comes stormtroopers. Sturmgewehrs in hand. Just ripping into the conscripts in open street. Such a good weapon. Hand assault here from the Soviet Union. Bravo is doing his best here. Just trying to apply pressure. Also being tossed towards the structure with stormtroopers. Stormtroopers work their way around. Tank hunters have been spotted. The Ballladung on the Fortification. Almost clears them all out. Do have a KV-8 being called in here by the Soviet Union. Will that be enough to help them push through? We'll have to see. Down here the Soviets are still just digging in and facing the Wehrmacht. Not much is happening down there. We're focusing on the city for a little bit more. Friends up here by the Germans, working well with an MG42. More shock to surviving into the town. EBSH armed folks is not gonna last long. Soviet plane flies overhead. Shock was doing their best to just keep advancing. Laying into the Germans with their SVTs. And we also have some tank guards surviving here alongside the KV-8's flamethrower tank, which is certainly going to be a problem here for the Germans. Well, there are packs nearby. Oh, burning on all the Valonians that building. That's the power of flamethrower vehicles. Oh, they're waiting with the flamethrower vehicle just around the corner here. Oh, that's lethal. That's just a terrible killing field right there. About landing on the half track. Again, fills. KV-8 is just waiting around, flag being set up here by the Germans. And Pack and MT-42 just keeps this area cleared. Any building just gets cleared out by the flamethrowers. Not sure what the Krabmo is doing. It gets cleared out by the flamethrower. And some big artillery being called in there too. Probably just backed off with the half-track, to be honest. All Pontificated being called in to try and replace the lost one. KV-8 waits around and keeps that street cleared. Wehrmacht pushes up with some Canadiers. So this wall is considered a shot blocker. Is it a side blocker? It is not a side blocker. Here comes the shock trooper still. Balloons are trying to get closer to the KV, but that's not going to work. The KV-8 is very dangerous, as you can see. Second KV-8 is also being prepared. Perhaps the Soviets require KV-8 up here. That honestly would be a good idea, probably. Let them deal with that flank. Jojo's now being suppressed because there's a flag pointing at them down the street. If it can hit them. So far not having any luck with that. Southern flank, we do have a T-54-76 finally arriving. And either side is just doing anything. They're just digging in and holding along each other. I assume Organ has done their job. They're just keeping the fuel point in German hands. That's really all they need to do. The rest is up to the rest of their team just to hold the victory points inside the city. Which they're slowly doing by cutting off access ways for the Soviets. Molotov hitting their flag position. Gonna burn it out. Balloons with MP-38s over here. Another big push of the Soviet Union coming up here. Or at least preparing. KV advancing up here. There are tank hunters fighting around. Might be in a position soon to Panzerfaust it. Yeah, they're gonna be able to Panzerfaust this thing. Well, they might have to be Panzerknacker it. Yeah, they're Panzerknackering it. That's actually a good choice. Because Panzerknacker has a much higher chance of just instantly killing the KV. But that the Stormtroopers are now moving up. You could put a flamethrower by the looks of it. They force the Soviets off the street again. KV in the center preparing to move up. Packard's good shot in. Having been waiting. Stormtroopers trying to get around the flank here. Looks like it does not pay off. And that did not pay off. Quickly burning to hell. And in the south, it's at least still must. Oh, there is a Panzer IV though. Looks like the Germans' Wehrmacht is slowly trying to advance across the open plain down here. Not sure how effective it will be. They are trying it. Also building more trenches, just keeping an eye on everything. The Soviets are probably unsure how to advance. Two very different fights going on, basically. Neither side is really sure. But I feel the Germans certainly have the upper hand. We also have artillery shells landing into the Soviet part of the city now. Sometimes it's by 10.5 centimeters to start bombing them. Just trying to apply all the pressure they can. Soviets creating some errant access ways now, good to see. Yeah, the Germans do not want to do that, although the Panzerfaust might go off. They do cause the crew cabin fire. The Soviets need to get this KV-8 repaired. I don't think the Panzerbüchse is going to be enough to penetrate it, though. We have more shock troops trying to go on the flank. Rifle going their way. Do some good damage. Need to get that KV-8 repaired as quickly as they can. We also have an SU-76 arriving here. Shock troops really cannot advance up here. There's just too much covering it. We have stormtroopers moving through the narrow streets. So it's trying to repair this thing. It's going to take a while though because it is a heavy tank. Heavy tanks take a while to repair. Meanwhile, the Germans also sitting on a commander bunker to cover this little access point. Smaller shells landing around them. We have a few extra Osttruppen coming onto the field here. Try and help set up more defenses and cover more angles. Probably a task they can manage. Also, if you're trying to call in some kind of barrage. Getting quite close to the Soviet base here. And the Soviet base is somewhat in jeopardy. Decides to not do the barrage anyway. Takes a while to repair a heavy tank. They also do not have the repair. Oh, they do have a repair team upgrade. I guess you need to re-click the thing. Balloons are on the flank and they know it. Oh, they're trying to get around the KV. They know what a KV is. They're going to try and Panzerknacker it. And they succeed. And then they get back into cover. See, that's how you do it. That's very well played there from the Germans. Apart from that, it's somewhat quieted down. As the Soviets are not really sure how to proceed. I have gotten a Katyusha, but I don't think a Katyusha is that useful in urban environments. Imagine if they move it down to the southern flank and start bombing the Germans down here. It'd probably be a very good choice. And it's just a long-range static fight out here. Neither side having much cover to work with. Most of them lying in trenches and sandbag walls. Also to the landing around there. Most of them moving forwards here. On the Soviets. Oh, that's gonna be a lot of the Soviets. Especially with the stormtroopers coming in there with their Sturmgewehrs.
Have made the ultimate sacrifice.
That is a lot of Sturmgewehrs. A grenade there. Soldiers have suffered some casualties there, but they've done a lot of work.
Killed another infantry squad. Su-76, go ahead.
What can the Soviets do? Artillery is going in on the southern flank here, or at least attempting to. Followed by the Soviet lieutenant. But it's not looking good here. They do take up the flag though. They can still be recruited. Shock troopers just gathering more troops. The two opens fire. Probably landing around here. They're aiming high, so it might have an other advantage. But rockets are not really hitting much.
Ready for action.
Barrage going in here, near the Soviet base. You also have some Udon on the field. But yeah, just have no angles they can really work with here. Soldiers are trying to follow them through. That's a dead squad.
More of our troops have been
Like, these stormtroopers are just killing anything they run across. So much death in these streets. Soviets are trying to push through with more shock troopers here. They might have an opening they can make use of. They just need to act quick and get to cover. Good instant grenade there. Giving the Germans a little bit of their own medicine. That's going to allow the Soviets to get up to the victory point here. They need to keep advancing though. Did they enter the point now? Soviet shock engineers also getting close here. Throwing another grenade. Another instant grenade bolts of it. Does not do that much damage though. The point will fall to the Soviets at this point. Artillery is being called in, however. Just leaflet barrage. It's enough to keep them to the ground. Get by the Lardon going away. Even the Panzerwerfer was opening fire as well. And the Soviet shock army decides to retreat for a bit again. They'll be back. They usually are. Flag has to reload. Saber's getting close. Do get grain off. There's some more Katyusha rockets going in. They've cleared out that that pack. I feel as if another KV-8 would probably have been a good idea at this point, but instead they're going for T-5045s. I'm not sure it's going to be enough to really turn this around. They need something that can really work in the urban environments. Something the Germans seem to have really got their hand on now. Wehrmacht just holds on out here. Even the rest of the Red Army at bay. Even set up a Panther term and everything. Actually, that from the Ostdivision. Very well played here from the Germans. They really just fortified these city streets, making it very difficult for the Soviets to get through. The Soviets are not really sure how to proceed. 85 is rolling through the ruins. I think our way wants to be positioned and attack. More shock troopers are arriving. Some more artillery shells landing on this part of the outskirts where the shock troopers tend to gather in front of this large, very fancy building. It's an old castle. Most things... Oh, is that a satchel? Yeah, that's the satchel. Good job there from the stormtroopers, just having all the equipment they need ready on the sides. Like, these stormtroopers are just doing a lot of work in these tight streets. And what would you would expect them to be able to do with those Sturmgewehrs. The swords are getting kind of bogged down in the streets. They're not really able to do much. I feel as if that's to the Germans' real big advantage here. They have everything under control. They just have to hold the victory points. Even brought in the Sturmtiger. Not how useful a Sturmtiger is in the city, but who am I to judge? I feel as if the Soviets' really big only advantage or opening would have been to push down here very hard. Ever since the Panther terminus up and the Wehrmacht is stuck in, it's not really gonna happen. They are relocating a Katusha down there though. We're using the road to just get there quick. Small shotguns are preparing to move through the streets. Stormtroopers are going to try and stop them. Shotguns need to stop them and use cover. Out in the open like that with no cover. The Stormtroopers will just mow them down. As you can see. At this point, I surrender. Makes sense. A lot of brutal fights here. But it's rare we get to see an urban map like this, especially one that doesn't lag. Probably because most of it is actually ruins. You cannot actually, garrison. Anyway, we saw like several fights going on, so very interesting. I hope you all enjoyed. That's the next one. Bye bye.